Seth Klarman added over 10,000% to his investment in Restaurant Brands International. Right now, it is his 7th biggest investment, making up 5.5% of his portfolio. So let's go through our 7-step analysis process to find out why he made such a bold move. What is so appealing in this company, and can this also be a good investment opportunity for us? Restaurant Brands International owns 4 major fast food brands: Burger King, Tim Hortons, Popeyes, and Firehouse Subs. Formed in 2014 through the merger of Burger King and Tim Hortons, it operates over 32,000 restaurants in more than 120 countries. So first, let's look at the recent financial results of this giant. Revenue is up by 19.7% year over year, net income is down by 15.9%, cash is up by 17.1%, and debt is up by 4.7%. So why is revenue going up and income going down? Well, it is mainly due to taxes. In the last few years, Restaurant Brands International had a lot of tax benefits, but not in 2024. If we look at the recent income before taxes, it is up by 24.5%. So the recent results are actually very interesting, but short-term results are not what we should be concentrating on as investors. We have to have a long-term mindset. So let's take a look at the results of this company since it was created. If you invested $1,000 in this company 10 years ago, you bought 24 shares. And today, they would be worth something close to $1,466. But that is not all. This company also pays dividends. So in that time, you would get $385 as dividends. So if we add together those numbers, we get $1,851. And that is a gain of 85% in 10 years. Not great. It is well below what you would get by investing in the S&P 500. But you could get a much better result if you reinvested dividends every quarter. And let's also remember that getting 85% return with a rather low risk can be very appealing to some investors. So let's see who owns this company. Individual insiders, that is an X. 1.5% of the company is owned by individual insiders, so it is below the 2% we are looking for, but it is not that bad. The management has some skin in the game. And that is what we are looking for. We want them to take care of the shareholders, and the best incentive to do so is if they are shareholders themselves. And are individual insiders buying? That is an X. Actually, we see a lot of sale transactions recently. And the super investors own this company. That is a check with 3 great investors: Lee Ainsley, Seth Klarman, and Bill Ackman. And are they buying right now? That is also a check. Lee Ainsley just bought his first shares of this company in the last quarter, and it is relatively a small position for him. Then we have Seth Klarman, who added 10,155% to his investment, and it makes up 5.5% of his portfolio. And finally, we have Bill Ackman. His fund is the second biggest shareholder in the company, and it makes up 11.9% of his portfolio. But last quarter, he didn't make any changes to this position. So what do they see in this company? Return on invested capital, that is an X at 3.6%, 10-year median returns. And we want to see this number higher than 10%, so that is disappointing. And what do we know about net profit margin? It is a check averaging 13.8% over 5 years. And the industry average is 10.6%. That is nice. And now let's take a look at share buyback. It is a check. Since the creation of the company, they bought back 4.4% of shares. And finally, the debt. It is a massive X. It would take them over 10 years to pay the long-term debt with a current free cash flow. And we want to see it under 2 years. So that is a red flag. We know the fundamentals about the financial health of Restaurant Brands International, and now let's take a look at its growth. Revenue growth, that is an X at 8.5% since the creation of the company. And we would like to see this number higher than 10%, so not bad, but below our expectations. Free cash flow growth, that is an X at 2%, so not impressive at all. And earnings per share growth, that is a check at 22.8%. So such results are very interesting and can tell us a lot about the company. So revenue is growing okay, but earnings per share are growing much, much better. That means that they are able to use their scale to cut costs and that they are also buying back shares. So that is great. And why is free cash flow growing so slowly? Well, most probably because they are investing all the time in growth. And there is not a lot of cash left over after all the spending. And do they also pay any dividends? The dividend yield is 3.9%, so shareholders can expect to get $2.48 annually per every share. And the payout ratio, that is an X at 69.7%. And we want to see companies pay less than 50% of their earnings as dividends. So it is a bit high. If the dividends were smaller, then they would have more cash to pay back some of this huge debt. But this is not the case. And what about dividend growth? It is a check at 3% 5-year growth rate. Okay, it's time to find out if we can buy this business at a reasonable price. Price to earnings ratio is 20.1. That is not low, but not as high as the stock market average at the moment. So let's calculate the intrinsic value of this company to see how expensive it really is. Okay, so first we have to estimate the growth of Restaurant Brands International for the next 10 years. So in the low scenario, we will estimate a growth of 5% for the first 5 years and then 4%, in the medium 10% and then 8%, and in the high scenario 16% and then 12% growth. So the low scenario is close to the predicted growth of the fast food industry worldwide, which is around 4.9%. Medium is showing a story in which Restaurant Brands International is growing twice as fast as the market. And the high one is somewhere between the revenue growth and earnings per share growth that we saw in the last decade. So with such estimates, the intrinsic value in the low scenario is $17, in the medium $34, and in the high scenario $61. But we have to always apply a margin of safety to those prices. I use a 30% one. And with such a margin, we get in the low scenario $12, in the medium $24, and in the high one $43. And the current price is around $63. So it is all in the red. But it's very close to the high scenario without the margin of safety. It seems that this company is overvalued right now, but depending on which scenario do we believe in, this difference may not be that significant. We have here a company with some nice dividends that unfortunately also has a lot of debt. This debt creates risk, but also it is a fuel for growth, and just recently we learned that they are not planning on slowing down. They bought Burger King China and are looking for a new local operating partner there. And at the moment, they have around 1,500 restaurants in China, but this growth is far from over. They also plan to accelerate restaurant growth at Popeyes China and Firehouse Subs Brazil. Now let's look at our Stock Ranking Pro to better understand the strong and weak points of this company. So first, let's look at its history. Revenue growth was pretty stable, but free cash flow growth not so much. And also earnings per share do not represent a smooth ride, even though it is an impressive growth since 2015. And finally, dividends. We can see that they are growing every single year. I wonder, do they plan to become a dividend aristocrat? It certainly looks like it at the moment. Now, if we filter the ranking to only show us the restaurant industry, we get 4 companies: Chipotle Mexican Grill, McDonald's, Restaurant Brands International, and Starbucks. So let's sort it by the value difference. And as we can see, Restaurant Brands International is the cheapest one of them. But when we look at the overall score, we see that Starbucks is a much stronger player. So why Seth Klarman and Bill Ackman believe in this company so much? Well, the price is not crazy, the growth is nice and stable, and the dividends are getting bigger all the time. Apart from the debt, it seems like a pretty safe bet in the long term. Let me know what are your thoughts, and am I missing something here? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.